webisodes are following the tradition of the characters wanting to put on a show.
Rainn is directing a horror film that he thinks will be sort of the Paranormal Activity set in an office.
I am the monster. I'm a combination of Jeffrey Dahmer on, let's see, this side, and Lizzie Borden on this side.
She looks hideous. When I first saw her, like they would bring her in, like Laverne brought her in, costume store, and we're like, what do you think? And I was like recoiled because it was so good. It was like so gruesome and terrible.
You cannot bring weapons into work. It's I am initially against it because I feel that it's unprofessional, but then once he sort of dangles the carrot of allowing me to do voiceover work for the horror film, then I agreed to let them do it.
I don't want to give too much away, but there is an eye patch involved. Me and an eye patch, that's comedy gold. Not as gold as my sweater, but comedy gold.
I actually feel very uncomfortable in horror movies.
I'm not a horror fan. I'm not a horror guy. I can't even say the word horror. It sounds like something else when horror.
When I was a kid, I was really into Halloween. I got my friends together and we choreographed a full dance to the Bee Gees, you know, the Staying Alive? I would lip sync. We would bring a boombox and go from door to door, and then we would press play, and I would lip sync Staying Alive, and they would do this whole choreographed dance behind me. I remember going to one man's door and doing this whole choreographed dance, and he was like, do you want candy? I can't wait all night. Like, he got real irate, and I remember immediately being like, oh, this was a terrible idea.
For the first 5 to 7 years of my life, my older brother and I alternated as Superman and a cat. Like, I would be a cat one year, he would be Superman, then I would be Supergirl, and he would be a cat.
I'm so old that I dressed up like the Flying Nun. I actually had like the whole like nun coronet thing, and the Flying Nun is a nun who could fly. I literally thought with a good strong wind that I could fly in this costume, and I remember I actually had like my coat on because it was kind of cold, and I had like the hat on a hill, took off, hit the bottom of it, like hit my chin. I did not fly, I did not lift. There was no, I didn't realize the Hollywood magic. So I was determined from that point on to find the Hollywood magic. So really Halloween was the launching of my career, really, if you think about it, right?
I guess if that director of Paranormal Activity can take a bunch of unknowns and make it a hit, so can I. I like the webisodes when they show sort of side projects that the characters are working on, stuff that isn't typically picked up by the documentary crew and by the main characters in the office. Like the little things that fall through the cracks. I think that's the best thing to show in webisodes. So I really liked when the group did Subtle Sexuality, that girl band that Kelly and Aaron did, and I really like this horror film that they're all working on. It's funny, like the side projects that just get completely ignored by everyone in the office, and somehow for the webisodes we capture them.